You're listening to an archived Cabral Concept podcast. After listening to this show, check out the most up-to-date podcasts available at stephencabral.com/podcasts or search directly on iTunes. And now, welcome to the Cabral Concept, where board-certified naturopath and integrative health practitioner Dr. Stephen Cabral shares how he was diagnosed at the age of 17 with a life-altering illness and given no hope for recovery. It was only after studying and traveling all over the world did he discover how to combine ancient Ayurvedic healing practices with state-of-the-art naturopathic and functional medicine to fully rebalance the body and re-energize it with life. It's time to discover how to get well, lose weight, and finally feel alive again. And now, here's your host, Dr. Stephen Cabral.
Thank you for joining me today on this Training Thursday edition of the Cabral Concept, where we are going to go over a 6 medicine ball exercise circuit that you can do literally anywhere. This is one of those workouts where really it busts any excuses that you may have for, oh, well, I'm traveling this weekend, or, I don't have the funds to be able to join a gym membership, or I don't have the time to be able to commute to the gym and then back, or hire a personal trainer, whatever it might be. This is one of those circuits that I really believe, medicine ball. I'll give you a link at the end, but I'm sure we can find one for under $20. And it's this one thing that you can have, just kind of like one kettlebell, one medicine ball, one foam roller, one of these things that are all really inexpensive. But having it there and literally keep it in your living room or keep it in your bedroom is going to be the reminder that you need that today is not an off day from your routine, right? Is that no matter how short on time you have, I'm going to literally give you a 5-minute circuit today. And I just know that you can find 5 minutes, whether it's waking up a little bit earlier, getting home 10 minutes earlier, or if you work from home, if you're taking care of kids, whatever it might be, can you take 5 minutes out of your day? That's really all I'm looking for. And it can be a big difference maker. And it can, because even a 5-minute circuit workout, really, that's what we're talking about right now today. You can make it longer, which I will teach you how to do. But just that amount of time is going to enable you to soak up and utilize some of that sugar that's floating around in your blood right now that might be a little too high, whether it's a couple hours after you had lunch or whether it's maybe even a high morning sugar level. Is going to enable you to oxidize and burn body fat as a fuel source. And by doing this workout, I have no doubt it's going to put you in the right mindset. You can get that boost in endorphins where you want to eat better. You really do. And that if you're working on your body, you're going to also change the nutrition that you put into it. I've just seen this time and time again in my practice, is that when you do one thing, it makes you do the other, meaning that you don't want to ruin the results of good nutrition by not exercising. And you don't want to really ruin your results of exercising, put in all that work, which is much harder than the nutrition, and then not follow a good nutrition plan. So it's my highest recommendation. You don't need to exercise every day. But as I talked about in one of my previous ones, if that's what keeps you on track, hey, do 10 minutes, do 20 minutes, do 30 minutes a day. I'm okay with that. Just don't take it to exhaustion. But for most people, a Monday, Wednesday, Friday workout is going to be enough. It really is. Now, would I like more? Sure. I prefer more days than not. 4 days a week, maybe 5 days a week. And we're not talking about soul-crushing, bone-crushing workouts. We're not talking about that. We're talking about moving your body. It can be body weight exercises. It can be resistance to a normal degree where you're not just burning out your nervous system. It can be cardio. It can be many, many different facets. And honestly, in my opinion, couple weight workouts a week, whether it's your body weight or whether it is with weights, and that can be kettlebells, and that can be also what we're talking about right now with the medicine ball. And then a couple cardio workouts, and that could be interval-based or even under 30 minutes to 40 minutes of endurance-based, where you're getting the oxygenating benefits that I spoke about, just a couple weeks ago on 741. StephenCabral.com, episode 741 was Why Aerobics is Making a Comeback. And I gave you all the benefits of detoxification, oxygenation. You need to check out that show if you haven't. All the benefits are right there. So, without further ado, let's get right into what is this 6-exercise medicine ball circuit that you can literally do anywhere. Okay, well, what's a medicine ball? Maybe we should start there. A medicine ball is literally, I would say it's the size of maybe a large cantaloupe, maybe just a little larger, maybe a little smaller than a basketball, okay? I would say somewhere between a cantaloupe and a basketball. And what we're going to do is we're typically going to choose for the average person a 6-pound medicine ball. Now, if you're a little stronger, you could use a 10-pounder, 8 or 10-pounder. And if you're not as strong, you could use a 2 or 4-pounder. That would be totally fine. For most people, we always say, when in doubt, pick up a 6-pound medicine ball. It's enough to do the trick. It really is. So we're going to do this in a circuit fashion. So I chose 6 exercises today on purpose. And I chose them so that they would work both your upper body, your lower body, it would work your core, and it would also get the heart rate elevated at the end with a full body exercise. This is something that I would literally design for my private body transformation clients as well as my personal trainers to give to their clients. Like, this would be a great at-home travel or take it to the gym. I mean, remember, when the gym is crowded, you can't get on equipment, but you know that when you're at the gym, you're motivated to work out. This could be a perfect thing to do. You just need to find yourself a 6x6 space, grab a medicine ball. That's it. Go to work. I actually wrote a chapter in a men's health book by Rodale. I wish I could remember the name of the book. It was a long time ago. It was probably 10 years ago. And it was called A Workout to Do in a Busy Gym. And literally, it was how to grab a pair of dumbbells and just do it in your own little 6x6 space. Because I knew that if I could give people a workout where they could just find their own little space and grab some dumbbells, they would literally be good to go. And I do that all the time. I might choose a circuit base for the first 3 exercises, so maybe a superset or tricep, and then it might be all dumbbell based, so that someone could just kind of monopolize one cable machine and then later monopolize one area for dumbbells. And since I don't do a lot of seated or lying-based exercises, for the most part, you can just literally grab a cable or 2, and then dumbbells for whatever the exercises those may be. So, all right, medicine ball is a small ball. We went over that before. It weighs about 6 pounds. Some of them you can bounce. Those are the ones I typically recommend. And then there are also those that are basically like more of a leather-based medicine ball where when you slam them, they don't bounce. They're both great, meaning like you can do overhead slams, and we'll talk about those actually in a minute, where you have to pick the ball up each time. But the bounce-based ones are also nice because you can do partner-based drills. You can bounce them off a wall. I mean, all sorts of great things if you're working out in your basement. You can work out with them outside. Overall, they're fantastic. I just believe that everyone should have one in their home workout arsenal. And so we'll give you that link in today's show notes. So just go to stephencabral.com/748. All right, it's stephencabral.com/748. I will list the exercises today, and I will also list where to purchase a medicine ball. But really, you can pick one up at a local sporting goods store or on Amazon, which I'll give you a link for today, really anywhere, or any sporting goods store. All right, so let's get started. The first exercise for today is going to be called rolling push-ups. So rolling medicine ball push-ups. What is that? Well, you're going to start in a push-up position. The only difference between this and a regular push-up is that whether you're doing this from your knees or you're doing it with your regular push-up position, one hand's going to be bounced on a medicine ball and the other one's going to be on the floor. You're going to do a push-up as you normally would, but one side's going to be slightly elevated, which gives you a deeper stretch through the left side, the left pectoral, if the ball's on the right side. And the right side will also have to stabilize through the wrist, the elbow, and the shoulder joint. Okay, so it's a compound movement. You're stabilizing through the joints because that ball is wobbly. Now, as you're pushing to the top, when you get to the top, you're going to literally roll the ball from your right hand on the floor. It's going to stay in contact with the floor, and it's going to come over to your left side. When that happens, you're going to put your right hand down on the ground, and your left hand is going to be placed then on top of the ball. You're going to remain in a push-up position the whole time. Now you're going to do a push-up with your left hand on the ball and your right hand on the floor, and you will repeat. You will then roll that ball over to your right side. Now, again, as long as your spine is neutral, meaning like as long as your body's on a diagonal from your feet to your shoulders or your knees to your shoulders, you can do this on your knees starting out. I recommend moving over to regular push-ups once you can complete 8 to 10 regular push-ups, which means no knees on the floor. Until then, you're welcome to do knees on the floor. I'm okay with that. No problem at all. I want you to be able to do these push-ups. It's going to strengthen your shoulders, especially the anterior deltoids. That's the front of the shoulders. It's going to strengthen and tone, of course, the triceps and then the chest muscles. Now, the whole time you're going to be working your core because you're not going to let your hips sag towards the floor. Those are called medicine ball rolling push-ups. They're a phenomenal exercise. They really are. Don't overdo it, right? Don't do too many too fast. Don't go too deep. Don't stretch too fast. And just keep it cool. That's it. Just relax into it. Learn from it, and then how you can improve the next time. That's really it. Super simple. In the future, I do plan on obviously creating online workouts for people. So that would be nice, right? To follow along with. For right now, if you type in medicine ball rolling push-ups to YouTube, I'm sure you can find a video if my explanation was not helpful enough. But again, by going to stephencabral.com/748 today, I will actually list all of these exercises and in the order that you should do them. Remember, these are given to you in the order that you should do them, right? You're not going to do rolling medicine ball push-ups at the end when your body's fatigued and you're not able to stabilize and you could fall off the ball. We're not going to do that, okay? So we do the more challenging, not quite plyometric, but more challenging for sure in terms of stabilizations to start. All right, next up, this is a great one. We're going to do a one-legged squat holding the medicine ball at the chest. Now, your one-legged squat, there's lots of variations, okay? If you're a true beginner, put a chair behind you. Put something high enough so that when you squat down on that one leg, you can touch down and you can then stand back up. Now, if you're a little bit more advanced, you don't necessarily need to use a chair, and that's called a pistol-based squat. But as you're doing this, as you squat down, you're holding the ball with both hands at your chest. The ball is actually touching your chest. When you squat down on that one leg, meaning like as your hips sit backwards, your knees aren't going over your toes. As you sit backwards, one leg points out, so it's off the floor, one leg's on the floor. Okay, you're going to sit back into a squat. As you're sitting back into a squat, you're pushing that medicine ball out away from you. That is called a one-legged squat. If you're listening to this and you're trying this at home, which you can rewind and you can obviously do this at home, the circuit started about the 7-minute mark if you want to remember that. That enables you, well, you can stop, you can do it at home, and then you can move on to the next exercise. But what I want to say is this, is that by pushing the ball out, it counterbalances you. So we're holding this 6-pound ball. As we push it out in front of our body, our hips automatically sit back. It basically teaches you how to do a squat, because if you push a ball out in front, you can't really push your knees forward, because if you were to, you would fall forward. Your body automatically knows to sit back with your hips, which is the hard thing for people to do, because they don't want to use their glutes. They're used to using their quad muscles above their knees. They've become so quad dominant, so tight in the quadriceps and the VMO and all the different vastus muscles of the leg that they have knee problems. And the knee problems come from the weak hamstrings and the weak glutes. Well, our job right now is to make sure that you sit back as you squat. Your hips go back first, okay? By pushing the ball out, you're going to sit back with your hips. Now, as you go to stand back up at the top, you pull the ball into your body and repeat. I recommend 10 repetitions on each leg. And of course, that may change based on what exercise you're doing, right? And how good you get. Now, the better you get once you can reach 10 reps, try to make it a little bit more challenging. Go a little bit deeper, or you can try those pistol squats, which are really challenging, which are very, very deep, going all the way down. But of course, that's a more advanced exercise. All right, the next one is a medicine ball overhead axe chop. This is one of my favorites for many reasons. One is it's super functional, meaning that it really gets your body working. So what I do is I recommend putting down a folded towel between your feet or an Airex mat. An Airex mat, we use something called a Hemingway at my studio in Boston. So I'm going to write that down. Hemingway, it's just an Airex pad. It's like a 2-inch thick Airex pad. You hold it between your feet, all right? You reach the medicine ball way up over high overhead, basically up on your tiptoes, and then you come down, your heels touch, your hips go back, and you flex your abs as you slam the ball off of this Airex pad or towel. Now, if you're using a ball that bounces, hold on to it tight. Make sure it does not bounce back up in your face, because that can happen. So hold on to that ball tight. And then as you slam that ball down on the Airex mat or the towels, what's going to happen is this, is that force is then going to come into your body, which means this, your body has to produce then an equal force in order to stabilize that chain reaction, okay? It's a kinetic chain reaction. First, your kinetic chain reaction slams the ball into the mat. Then the mat, the ground force, comes back on you, and that works your abs, your core, your shoulders, everything. It's a great exercise. It really is. You can do this with a dumbbell. You can do it with a lot of different things. But today, it's a medicine ball workout. Now, as you slam it off the ground, that's 1 rep. You're going to reach back overhead. You're going to stretch your abs out as you reach that ball overhead, and you're going to slam it down again. Really love this exercise. It's very dynamic. It's very powerful. In the beginning, just go slow. As always, go slow. Ease into these things if you've never done them before. And I like 12 to 15 repetitions for this. Really love that exercise to work the abs and the core. Okay. Next up is a modified swing. It's like a kettlebell swing, but you don't have a kettlebell because we're just doing a medicine ball circuit. So here's what you're going to do is you're going to hold that ball with both hands on the side, all right? Like you've been doing basically for the one-legged squats, the overhead axe chops right before that. You're going to swing your hips back with the ball between your legs like you would do a kettlebell swing. And then you're going to thrust your hips forward, which means the medicine ball is coming through, but you're squeezing your glutes. Remember, you just stretched your hamstrings and you stretched your glutes as you're basically hiking the medicine ball behind you, almost like as if you were a center in football, okay? You just stretch those hamstrings back. You keep your eyes looking forward. You don't round your back, stretch back, and then you swing that medicine ball up to about head height, and you're squeezing your glutes. You're opening up your psoas muscles, and you're contracting your core muscles. This is essentially a kettlebell swing. It's not the same because it's weighted differently, but it's a great variation in order for you to start engaging your glutes and posterior chain muscles. Those are the muscles of the hamstrings, of the glutes, of the lower back, like the erector spinae. That is a great exercise. And of course, you can just look up kettlebell swing and you'll find out how to do a medicine ball swing, because all you'll do is you'll place the medicine ball in your hands instead of a kettlebell. Really great exercise. Love that one as well. Easy to do anywhere. Okay. Fifth exercise, we are making our way towards the end. So you get your heart rate cranking after those swings. Okay, this is very strategic, the order that I put them. Next up is your oblique twist. Now, here's what you're going to do. Is you're going to sit down on that AirX pad that you use for your overhead chops, or sit down on a towel, or just sit on the floor if you'd like. Your legs are going to go up in the air in a boat pose, okay, or a V pose. Let's call it a V pose. In a V pose, just making notes for you. And you're going to sit down, your feet are going to be up in the air. You're going to hold on to that medicine ball, and you're going to hold it away from your chest. Now, you're going to look forward the whole time. You're going to rotate that medicine ball towards your right side so that your left shoulder comes right under your chin. Then, without pausing, you're going to rotate, don't pause in the middle, right over to your left side. And now your right shoulder is going to be right under your chin because you are focused on one object the whole time looking forward. So remember, when you're doing squats, you look at one object the whole time. Your swings, you look at one object straight ahead of you the whole time. With the oblique twist, you're looking at one object ahead of you the whole time so that you're not twisting your neck. You're not bringing it down. You're not bringing it up. You just leave that neck alone. And you're going to rotate side to side for up to 30 repetitions. Now, what if you can only do 10? What if you can only do 15? Well, that's great. That means you worked up to your potential at that time. I bet next week trying this, you're going to be able to add another 5 or 6 or maybe even 10 reps as your nervous system starts to adapt to the exercise. Love this exercise. Literally do it all the time. And it's one of those exercises I add into my morning routine just with my own body weight in what's called a Russian twist. Just put your hands in basically a clasped position, or just like more like a hands flat together, like a prayer-based position, and you rotate side to side if you don't have the medicine ball. I love doing that. It strengthens my obliques, which are the muscles underneath what we affectionately call the love handles. So those muscles under there, those are your obliques. The whole V pose works to work what's called the transverse abdominis. Those are the muscles that act as your own internal weight belt to make your waist smaller and tighter. And that they don't get all the credit. The rectus abdominis, the muscles that you can see on the outside, get the credit, but really it's the TVA. The transverse abdominis is what gives your muscle or your stomach the really small, tight, cinched look. It's the TVA. Remember that. Things like the plank, the boat pose, this oblique twist pose, amazing for working that. All right, our last exercise, we need a finisher. We need to get that heart rate back up again after those oblique twists. We need to stand you back up, and we need to leave you basically on fire. We need to leave that metabolism revved up. And so here's what we want to do. Burpees. Burpees with a medicine ball. Maybe you've tried burpees before. Maybe you haven't. We're going to explain it today with how to use it with a medicine ball. So we're going to grab that medicine ball. Literally every exercise today, except for the rolling push-ups, we've been holding the medicine ball with 2 hands. This is no different. All right, the burpees is going to be this. We're not going to do it with the jump. We can do it with the jump later if you feel really ambitious. But right now, we're going to hold the ball overhead with both hands. Then we're going to squat down. We're going to sit back with our hips. We're going to put the ball between our feet. This is important. Not in front of our feet, but between our feet, so that we can then jump back or walk back with one leg at a time. If you're a beginner or you have knee problems, walk back with one leg at a time, or lower back problems. And then we're not going to do the push-up with the burpee. We're going to walk the feet back in or jump both feet in at the same time. And then we're going to stand up and raise that ball back overhead. So what do we do again? Ball's overhead. We're going to place it between our feet. We're going to now jump back with both legs or walk back with one leg at a time. We're now going to be in a push-up position with both hands on the side of the ball, holding us up. All right, so it's basically a high plank position. Then we're going to jump both feet in, okay, or we're going to walk both feet back in, and then we're going to raise that ball above our head. That is a burpee. You can do it for anywhere between 5 and 10 repetitions. That would be amazing. You're saying to yourself, well, I'm super advanced. How can I make that harder? Okay, let's make it harder for you. So here's what we're going to do is we're going to raise that ball overhead. Then we're going to put it down between your feet. You're going to jump back with both legs. You're going to do a diamond push-up. You're going to do a push-up, close grip push-up, holding the sides of the ball. You're going to come back to the top after you do that push-up where your chest touches the ball. You're going to jump back in with your feet. And then you're going to stand back up. But this time, as you're raising the ball up in the air at the same time as standing back up, you're going to jump up in the air. And then when you land, you're going to go right back into your next burpee. That's how to make it more advanced. And again, that's very advanced. So you want to wait at least 3 or 4 weeks of getting really good at doing 10 repetitions of burpees before trying to try a plyometric-based burpee like that. So just to recap, rolling medicine ball push-ups. That should take you 30 seconds to 60 seconds. One-legged squats, about 30 seconds per side. Medicine ball overhead X drops, 30 seconds to 60 seconds. Modified swings, somewhere around 30 seconds to 60 seconds. Oblique twists in a V pose. I would say about 1 rep per second. You'll be doing about that for 30 seconds to maybe 40 seconds or so. Burpees, that will take you somewhere around 40 to 60 seconds to complete 5 to 10 repetitions. This whole circuit, because you're not resting between any of these exercises. Now remember, of course, if you're a beginner, you need to catch your breath between exercises. Happy to have you do that. There's no one there watching you. No one says that you need to rush through this. But if you're not taking rest between exercises, you're going from one to the other, again, give yourself a week to learn how to do it. That should take you 5 minutes. That's it. If you want that to be your whole workout, great. You just did an amazing 6 exercise medicine ball circuit. Amazing. Literally amazing. That could be your whole workout. Now you're saying, okay, I'm feeling good. I want to turn this into a real big workout. What can I do? Okay, 5-minute circuit. You just did it right there. Next up, here's what we want to do. We want to rest 5 minutes. Seems like a long time, but hopefully you've just really worked your body over that 5 minutes. So you're going to do a 1-to-1 work to rest ratio, okay? You're going to work for 5 minutes. Now you're going to rest for 5 minutes. And then you're going to go right back into that circuit and you are going to work your body for another 5-minute circuit, all right? Then after that, you can keep it at 2 sets. That would be great. So that total would be a 15-minute workout, all right? Now, if you want to do one more round, we can take it up to 25 minutes because we're going to go work for 5 minutes, rest for 5 minutes, work for 5 minutes, rest for 5 minutes, and then do it one more time. So that would take us up to 25 minutes. That would be 3 rounds through a 6 medicine ball exercise circuit. That would be literally a full workout, plenty of volume, and that would be all you need. It honestly would. 2 to 3 sets of that workout. Always try just 1 to 2 sets your first week is enough. If you ever say to yourself, I only have 10 minutes to work out, this is it, right? This is it. You're going to warm up with maybe a plank. You'll warm up with some backwards lunges. Just get your body flowing, maybe 30 seconds of jumping jacks. Rest a minute, grab a sip of water, boom, get right into this 6 exercise medicine ball circuit. If you do that, I'm telling you, that's your workout for the day. When you finish that, try it. I want to hear. Go to Instagram. Just go to @Stephen Cabral and give me a note on this post. Just look for it on Instagram @Stephen Cabral, or go to cabralsupportgroup.com, the Facebook group, and just let me know. Leave a comment. How did this work for you? I would love to hear how this circuit workout went for you. Post an image on Instagram. Tag me on it. I would love to see that. I love seeing people engage in it. I just know that you're going to get the results. You're going to feel the benefits. Your endorphins are going to be boosted. It's going to start a chain reaction, which is really what it is, because no one workout's going to get your results, right? You could do the best workout in the world. Here's the problem. It's only one workout, right? You can make the best meal in the world. It's only one workout. You can take the best supplements in the world, but if it's only one day, it's only one day. Don't crush yourself on any one workout, meal planning, or supplements. This is a journey. This is a marathon. We are here to get our bodies, yes, healthy one day at a time. That's really what it's all about. So hopefully this message was helpful today. If it was, feel free to pass it on. If you're a personal trainer or physical therapist or health practitioner, pass it on to your clients. If you're listening to this and say, this would be great for me to do, good. Use it yourself. Do it with a friend. Teach it to a friend. Pay it forward. Let me know how it went for you. Thank you so much for tuning into the Cabral Concept. Really appreciate each and every one of your listens, and be sure to tune back tomorrow for our Friday review. Looking forward to bringing you another super nutrient of the week breakdown then. Take care, everyone. Are you ready to heal yourself and then go on to heal others? If so, the Integrative Health Practitioner Institute can help you discover proven functional medicine protocols that blend the best of 7 different healing disciplines from around the world. I personally share with you the exact handouts and protocols I use in my private practice that enable people to get well, lose the weight, and live longer, stronger. I want to pass this information on to the next generation of health coaches, and that is exactly why I created IHP. We are the future of the health coaching industry, and the skills and knowledge you will learn will make you an in-demand certified health coach anywhere in the world. Although we have many medical professionals taking the IHP certifications, no experience is necessary, and half our members have no previous health certifications. At the Integrative Health Practitioner Institute, our motto is a health coach in every home. Our goal is that you take this knowledge and then share it with family, friends, loved ones, your community, or in a practice where you create a career you love and can be proud of. The global IHP community is filled with some of the most kind and caring people in the world, and we can't wait to welcome you into our world soon. For more information or to set up a discovery call with one of our IHP Health Coach graduates, simply head over to integrativehealthpractitioner.org.